Well, thank you guys for tuning in this week. We are in part 9 this week of our video series that we've been in, Pulling Back the Curtain. And today, we're talking about the border. So I hope you're excited about this because I am. So let's get it. Now I know what some of you guys are probably thinking. Alex, didn't you do a video on the border before? Yes, I did. And for those of you that have not seen that video, I will link that up in the corner because I highly encourage you guys to go back and watch it. But consider this video next level. I'm going to build upon that first video. I'm going to go a layer deeper and just kind of bring up some more stuff that I didn't touch on in the first video. Some things that we might not know that's been going on. And to kick things off, I want to show you a clip of Tim Kennedy. He is a former Green Beret, and he sat down with Marissa Straight from PragerU, and he talked about what a typical night at the border looks like. So check this out, and let's find out together what they kind of go through on a daily basis.
Fentanyl that's being snuck across the border by these Mexican cartel members, that is being supplied by China. Why would China want fentanyl in America? Because it is crazy addictive and it's killing us, and it's a very fantastic way to destroy your enemy, to poison your enemy from within. So on the border, I'll just give you an example of a night. We have Border Patrol, we have Texas Department of Public Safety, and we have Texas National Guard. Texas Department of Public Safety and National Guard are controlled by the state and by the governor. They have competing missions than what Border Patrol does. Border Patrol is treating everybody that crosses that border as if they came in via a port of entry, as if you were just crossing legally, like through Tijuana, which is crazy, right? Like, hey, welcome. You need to come to this this jurisdiction to see this judge on this day in 5 years from now, to understand what your immigration process is going to look like. They just allow them in and they can go into the interior. That's Border Patrol. At the same time, you have Texas DPS and Texas National Guard that is treating that border like a proper sovereign border, i.e. you cannot cross here. You have to go to a port of entry and you have to cross legally. Like, they're not doing anything besides enforcing the law that is not just state, but also federal law. On these nights, across the river from us, there'll be 300 or 400 immigrants. They're all getting positioned by human traffickers. Every single one of those people, whether they came from Central America, like Guatemala, or they came from South America, from like Colombia or Brazil or Venezuela, or they're foreign nationals that are coming from China or from the Middle East, or they're violent extremist insurgents that are trying to sneak across the border, they're all mixed in there. They're all in this group of 300-400 people, right? They're getting positioned by the traffickers. The traffickers are going to move them all across the river at the same time in a shallow point, or a mostly shallow point. So what we have is this huge logistical operational problem, a resource drain, where we have to have enough people to process these people, to try to stop these people, to prevent them from drowning in the river. And while that's happening, 1 mile up the river, there's 5 guys with backpacks full of fentanyl. And the moment that these people go into the water to cross illegally, they hop in the water to cross and smuggle these drugs across. Now, right when we're about to try and interdict these people, one of these traffickers, the human traffickers, will walk up to this beautiful mom with a baby on her shoulders and a toddler in her arms. He'll grab the baby, throw it in the water, grab the toddler, throw it in the water. And what do you think we're going to do?
Save the baby.
That's right. Yeah. Do you think body armor floats? Nah. We're going in the water. Those soldiers are jumping in the drink to save these kids. That's exactly what the human traffickers want. All the while, we're having to send even more resources to now 400 people with babies in the water. The mom, of course, is going to go try to, now the mom's drowning. The dad, who was being cool, has now lost his mind, and he doesn't know, he's fighting one of the guys because he's trying to find the baby, but the guy's trying to find, like, the chaos times 400. The traffickers are just laughing. And then a mile up the river, 5 guys just got onto American soil with 5 backpacks full of fentanyl, which is enough to kill the entire city of Chicago. That's every night. Every night. Tens of thousands of people are crossing that border illegally.
So a couple things I want to highlight from that clip. I don't know if you caught it, but he said every night. That's every night that's happening. Not once a month, not once a year. Every night this is happening. So not only do we have a huge influx of illegal immigrants coming across the border, we have a huge influx of fentanyl. It should be really no debate. This is not a party issue. It should not be a Republican issue, a Democrat issue. It should be America first. And we should all be on that side because we live here in this country. We have to protect our country. So by having a porous, open border, we are actually in turn harming ourselves as a country. And we see it. We see it with inflation, the cost of living, the cost of, groceries, gas, rent. It's ridiculous. And then these cities are no better off. The homeless situation, it's really out of control. You look around, you can see it. So now I have another clip to show us that these immigrants, these illegal immigrants that are coming through the border, illegally, I want to highlight that illegally, they're coming through this border and they're committing crimes. Now, you guys have probably heard of the person, Laken Riley, that was killed by an illegal immigrant. In case you haven't, I want to bring this story to you. And then I want to highlight and focus on some stuff from this news clip that I show you. But just check out this news story in case you guys had not heard this.
Want to take you out to another story that we have been tracking very closely here, the latest on the murder of a nursing student on the University of Georgia campus. Court documents detailing the disturbing allegations against the illegal immigrant charged with killing Laken Riley, who you see right there on your screen. Fox's Madison Scarpino following the story from Athens, Georgia, joining us live. Good morning, Madison. We did get a lot of new information here, although there is still a lot overall left to figure out.
That's right, Josh. Some gruesome new details. Jose Ibarra, the suspected killer of Laken Riley's arrest affidavit, says that he used a weapon to seriously disfigure her skull. And the affidavit also says that Ibarra concealed the death by dragging Riley's body to a secluded area. The coroner here says the full autopsy report likely won't be out for several weeks. These new developments come as hundreds gathered on campus yesterday for a vigil to honor Laken Riley, as well as another student who died by suicide the night before Riley died.
She exuded devotion with each and everything that she did. A devoted Christian, sister, student, daughter, and friend. And we have no doubt that she would have been an incredible nurse. It is absolutely earth-shattering to think that the world will never have that opportunity.
The suspected killer is in jail without bond for Riley's murder. ICE confirms Ibarra illegally entered the U.S. through El Paso in 2022. They say New York police arrested him just a few months ago in August for acting in a manner to injure a child. ICE says NYPD released him before they could issue a detainer on Ibarra. The White House says they extend their deepest condolences to Riley's family and that anyone found guilty should be held accountable to the fullest extent. And Josh, the district attorney here says that they're bringing in a top trial attorney to prosecute Ibarra, but they say that
So I'm not going to stand here and show you clip after clip after clip of cases of illegal immigrants committing crimes or killing people, because the whole purpose, like I've mentioned multiple times, is to just tap you on the shoulder, figuratively speaking, of course, and get you guys to stop and think and show you what's actually going on. For those that have not been shown what's going on, this is for you, just to make you aware. And then it's your job to go do your own research and find out for yourself and see how much merit there is to what I'm saying and what I'm showing you. But I want to take this moment and I want to clarify and I want to say something. That death of Laken Riley was 100% avoidable. Let that sink in for a little bit. 100% avoidable. If we had a secure border and people were coming through the proper way, legally, that would not have happened. She would still be alive. But because the corrupt people in power want an open border, they don't even want Texas protecting their state. They're telling it to keep it open. So now Texas has to take it upon themselves to secure their own border. What is going on? This shouldn't be happening. We should be putting America first. We should be securing our own borders. Like I mentioned in the first border video, think about your house. Think about having just your door wide open and just letting a bunch of people come in and mooch off of you. You're paying the mortgage, but they're eating your food. They're doing all of this stuff. And they're committing crimes. They're stealing. They'll kill family members. And all the while, you're supposed to leave that door open and let them trample all over you. You would say, no, I have rights. Our country has rights. We have rules. We have to have a secure border because without a secure border, how are we a country? We have to have people come through the proper way, the legal way, and then that way we can determine if they're terrorists, if they're criminals, if they're trying to smuggle unknown substances, or if they're trying to cause harm to people or this country as a whole. I want to take a moment also and show you another clip from the PBD podcast. They were talking about people that they actually found at the border that's actually on like the terror watch list. And these people that are like saying that they're trying to go to New York to build a bomb. Check this clip out and let's be shocked together at what really is going on.
Show you that they're putting them before us. And then, because Adam, this is the next story, if you don't mind me, keep going, Pat. An illegal migrant from Lebanon. Mind you, I could keep, there's hundreds of these stories. An illegal migrant from Lebanon was caught at the border. He admitted he's a Hezbollah terrorist, hoping to make a bomb, and he was headed for New York.
Do we have video on this? Rob, can you see if you can find video on this?
Well, yeah, there's his photo. There's his photo right there. Like, I'll say that again, guys. The guy was caught. This is the guy that was caught at the border. Okay. By the way, how is this not headline news? How is this not the #1 story? The guy is going to New York as if we haven't had enough bombs and terrorism and planes in New York. Openly, by the way, give him credit. At least he's an honest and open terrorist. I'm going to New York to make a bomb to blow shit up the coast.
Find the words.
Yeah, and his name pads Basel, his parents were very creative. Ebadi, 22 years old, was caught at the border patrol on March 9th near El Paso, Texas. While in custody, he was asked what he's doing in the U.S., to which he replied, and I quote, "I'm going to try and make a bomb." Say what you want. Like I said, he's being open and honest. Like, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. The ones that we didn't get, they get together, they do their things, and they make something crazy happen. And the last thing, the Supreme Court yesterday indefinitely blocked Texas from enforcing immigration laws. So that's a victory for the Biden administration and Mayorkas. The invasion is back on, and the left can get in their steady flow of votes, drugs, and sex-trafficked children. The SCOTUS's orders state that the Texas authorities cannot arrest or detain illegal immigrants until the appellate court rules in the matter. This is due to Biden administration filing emergency appeals, forcing the border back open, which goes back to the point that you guys were talking about, left and right, and what are we saying? This is such a blatant invasion of what they're trying to do. Elon posted a thing after he talked with...
All right, so by a show of hands in the comments, how many of you guys have heard of this story or stories like this of terrorists being caught at the border. Better question that I want to ask, that I want us to really sincerely think about, is how many more terrorists got through that we did not catch? That should scare you. And like I mentioned before, I want to reiterate this. This is not a party issue. It's not Republican versus Democrat, right versus left. This is America, an America issue, and we need to look after America. We need to secure our borders. So I hope that this kind of sheds some light on this issue and really kind of peeled the curtain back, or pulled the curtain back, that we kind of see a little bit more into what's going on. And as I mentioned before, I highly encourage you guys to do your own research and see for yourself what's going on. So thank you guys for tuning in this week, and I hope that this encourages you to take some steps, join forces with people that are trying to get this border secure and start supporting people. And let's lock arms together in this race. So until next week, you guys stay safe out there. And as always, God bless.